We've all heard the saying, you are what you eat. But what if I told you that that's truer than you could ever think? What if I told you I could tell you all about your childhood diet, even how long you were breastfed, just by looking at one small thing, your tooth? When people think of archaeology, they often think of Indiana Jones dusting off some old bones in the desert somewhere. But the archaeology of today is full of cutting-edge technology. As an archaeologist, I study geochemical signatures, specifically nitrogen and carbon, from skeletal remains to learn all about what people were eating in the past. You see, teeth retain the chemical signatures at the time when they were grown, starting at birth and ending in your late teens. And teeth grow differently than the rest of your skeleton. Teeth, just like trees, grow in rings. They start at the top and grow down. And based on this anatomy, I can sample these growth rings and get nitrogen signatures and create dietary timelines for each individual. Looking at these early diets, I focus on the first few years of a person's life when they were breastfed. My work highlights major shifts in breastfeeding and maternal behavior in the past. And the people I study are from San Francisco, but they lived there in the 1800s. Looking at their early diets, I have found 3 patterns. So we see a typical pattern, gradual weaning, where an individual is slowly weaned off of breast milk over a few years. But then we see 2 new patterns, shortened weaning, where an individual only has about 6 months of breastfeeding, and an absent signature, which means that individual didn't get any breast milk at all. This is a significant discovery, as it means these people survived childhood with little or no support from breast milk. And before the 20th century, breastfeeding was the only way an individual could get safe food and immune support. Without this, mothers would have turned to early versions of formula, which was just soaking bread in water. And in a time before germ theory and boiling water, this would have introduced untold pathogens. At this time, there was a major shift in economics and a rise in capitalism, and this forced working mothers to make an impossible decision: earn a living or feed your baby. When comparing upper and lower classes, we see that absent and shortened signatures are significantly more prevalent in burials from public cemeteries, meaning that children from lower socioeconomic statuses were the most affected. This is not an issue of the past. In the US, only 13 states offer some sort of paid family leave, and it's often only 6 weeks. Working mothers today are still being forced to make the same decision that their great-great-great-grandmothers made in the 1800s. And unless we can learn from the past, we will be forced to relive it.